everybody. How's everyone doing? It's Akure. I'm back. I told y'all I'm going to be back. Yes, I am back today. How's everyone doing? I hope everybody's doing well. All right. Yes. Oh my God. I've had a long day today, but I am excited to share some information with you. Yes. The first time I came back, we talked about the 10 pillars of health, right? If anybody remembers, just drop in a comment the one that you remember. Don't go back and watch any video. And for those who have not watched any of my videos, go back to the first one, the one that I did 2 days ago. Today's the 19th of October, 2023. So go ahead and look back and watch it and know what the 10 pillars of health is, okay? What they are. Yesterday I talked about hair, right? We talked about what hair is, talked about definitions of hair, how to have, or what to do to maintain healthy hair, right? But today I'm going to talk about one of the things that I talked about on both days, which actually has got to do with your health, is hydration. Yeah, we're actually going to talk about dehydration. Remember, if you remember I think it was actually the first pillar of health is making sure you're drinking adequate amounts of water, right? Adequate amounts of water. Y'all excuse me, I'm in the car today. Yeah, when you see me in the car in this cold weather, number one, it's either my kids are out there in the house and they're making too much noise. I have to just come out here and just, and I can't do any walking right now because it's too cold. And oh no, I'll just sit in my car. It's comfy and quiet and peaceful. So now let's talk about dehydration. So we talked about the fact that hydration is very essential for the body to function very well. We have to drink at least 2 quarts of water. And guess what? I found out that there's another rule of thumb that I heard about, which I'll talk to you later about it, that you can, depend on your body weight, you can determine how much you should drink in a day, but we'll go into that in details later on. Hydration is very important. I'm telling you, I'm a registered nurse. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ikure. I'm a registered nurse. I work with a lot of patients. And one of the number one things that we find in a lot of our patients is they're dehydrated. Dehydration can cause so many problems such as, they can start have sunken eyes. People come in, they're feeling dizzy. Some people just feel they don't feel well, all of these things. And a lot of the times when you check all do their lab work and you look at it, just think, okay, this person is really dehydrated. Yes, they are. I'm not going to go into the details of what labs we look at and all that stuff. That's too much. I'm just going to go very basic for everybody to understand, okay? So what is dehydration? Dehydration is a dangerous loss of body fluid caused by illness, sweating, or inadequate intake of fluids. I'll say it again. Dehydration is a dangerous loss of body fluids caused by illness, sweating, or inadequate intake of fluids. It is very important to stay hydrated, okay? If not, you'll get the effect of it. So what are the causes of dehydration? You have things like heat. If you're in a hot place, if you're not drinking enough fluids and you're in a very hot place, remember I told you on the first day that when your body wants to cool you down, right? Sweat is one way. Your body will excrete sweat and that will cool the outer temperature of your body down. But during the cold season, you urinate more. The body goes the alternate way. So you sweat less during the winter, but then you sweat less, but you urinate more because the body shifts itself to still balance the body out. You still need to urinate regardless of the season. So if you have excessive heat, excessive activity, insufficient fluid consumption, excessive sweating, or sometimes medication side effects. There's some medications like if you have A common condition will be congestive heart failure. If you have fluid overload, that means you have too much fluid in your body. Your heart is finding it very difficult to pump it around the body. It's just making everything hard. Your kidneys, things are just not working as you should be. Your body needs to excrete. Your body is not able to excrete the excessive fluid. For someone who's healthy, if you have too much water, your body's going to excrete it. But for someone who has that medical condition, CHF, it's difficult. So, a side effects of one of the medications that we take, something like LASIK, which is a fluid pill. People take that to get the excess water in their body out, and sometimes you might overdo it. And if you're not drinking enough water to balance it out, you might overdo it and get very dehydrated. And this is where your doctor comes in. Your doctor has to help you to balance things out so you're not dehydrated while you're trying to get rid of the excessive water in your body. So some of the symptoms of dehydration, you have things like thirst, dry mouth, less urine. If you're not drinking much, you're not going to pee much. I'll give you an example. There was a time when I initially came to the United States of America. I came pregnant, right? My daughter, I have a 20-year-old now, so she's a big girl now. So I didn't know what was wrong with me. My husband had gone to work, and he had told me to go take the bus and go find a way to get to his dad's house. And I kind of knew the route, because we'd gone several ways, several times to his dad's house. So I'm at home bored. I was thinking, okay, after work, he'll come meet me and stuff like that. So I get to the bus station, and then I'm sitting down and waiting to get the next bus to go. And all of a sudden, I just felt very disoriented. I felt very disoriented. I knew something was wrong with me. I couldn't think. I didn't know what was going on. And just things were just not right. Things were just not feeling right. And I was like, what in the world? What am I going to do, And as God will have it, this saint of a young boy came up to me, a student. A young guy just walked up to me. I would say he can't be more than 15 years old. He walks up to me and he's like, man, would you like some water to drink? And I said, yes, I'd like some water to drink. I don't know where he got that cup from. That's another thing. This is at the station, the train station, right? In front of the train station, you have bus stops. You even have some taxis and everything there. So I'm sitting there and oh my goodness, this boy walks up to me. So, I just thank God for him. I just didn't know, and all of a sudden this boy just walks up to me, gives me a cup of water, and immediately I drank it. I started feeling better. Look at me, pregnant woman, dehydrated. I didn't even know I was, but I knew something just didn't feel right. And he gave me water and I started feeling, I'm telling you, within a few minutes, I was able to think. I was like, okay, maybe I can go here. Okay, yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, get a cab. Now I was able to reason. And then now I was now able to go to my father-in-law's house, just like my husband had told me to do. My goodness, it's dangerous. Dehydration does kill. It kills a lot of people. And that was a prime example for me. It was not a good experience at all. Newly into the United States of America, don't really know anybody, just wasn't even thinking, didn't even think to call my husband on the phone. Can you imagine that? I just couldn't even reason. It was that bad. So you can get disoriented. You have symptoms such as disorientation, you have thirst, dry mouth, you have they said there are some levels, mild ones could be maybe the changes in your heart rate, changes in your blood pressure, your body temperature might change a little bit, those are really mild. You could have low levels, could be headaches, you kind of feel tired, constipation. But when you start feeling dizzy, lightheaded, like the way I was feeling disoriented, okay, it was becoming a problem. Because I'm telling you, if that guy had not given me water to drink, that little boy, if he had not given me water to drink, I probably would have passed out and I wouldn't have known why. And that's what I'm saying. You can't reason, you can't think, you're disoriented because it was a hot day too. Hot summer day. But I thank God, whoever he is, God bless him. I'll never forget, and I always tell people about that story. I never stop telling that story because God saved that boy literally saved my life. And before I knew it, he was gone. I'm like, man, where did he? When I think about it, I'm like, where would he have even gotten a cup from to give me? But whatever, I thank God. And how did he know to even check on me? That's a boy that's like 50. I don't know what he saw in me, but I'm so grateful that this boy did what he was supposed to do, which was to save my life by giving me a cup of water. So you never know. A simple kind act like that saved my life, and he didn't know it. But I bless God for him. But anyway, let's go back to it. So, what do you do if you're dehydrated? You can drink water. You can replace, like, on one of the causes, I forgot to go back. Let me go back. One other cause of dehydration could be having a lot of loose stools, like if you have diarrhea. And it's terrible because you can lose a lot of electrolytes with diarrhea. So how do you replace that? You can drink like oral rehydration fluids. It's kind of like a mixture of let's say salt and sugar solution. Some Africans will know that. That's a very common one for us back in Nigeria. We call it salt sugar solution, which is equivalent to the sports drinks that you have here, yeah, which is pre-made for you. But back in Africa and developing countries, you create your own by salt sugar solution. If I remember correctly, I'm not don't quote me on this one, but I'll tell you, I think it's like a two bottles of we used to use a glass. We used to use the Coke bottles. We used to use bottles. So you measure a certain amount of water, and then you put like 10 cubes of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then we'll mix it up to help with the way we felt, when we felt dehydration due to, and this is only due to having diarrhea. That's the only way we do, we replace electrolytes. That was one way to replace it in Nigeria like that. And there are other drinks that you could also drink. So, but sports drinks, stay in a cool environment, drink a lot of water, make sure you stay hydrated, make sure you drink the normal amount of water per day. And if you know you're going to be very busy, make sure you have water to supplement, because sometimes if you have excessive sweating, even the amount of water that you might have for the day, you might need a little bit more. So just go ahead and make sure you have adequate water with you. If you're driving, make sure you have water in your car, or when you go to work, make sure you have extra water. If you're going on walks, and you're walking in the afternoon, the evening, just have a bottle of water with you because it helps. Okay, so when you work out, you also make sure you have enough water, so it helps to prevent dehydration. So, what can happen to you if you have severe dehydration? Okay, you can have what I was talking about, disorientation, like serious disorientation. You can have kidney stones. These are like more serious things. Kidney stones, because your electrolytes are out of balance, you can actually have a seizure. Because your electrolytes are out of balance. You can have urinary tract infection. That's a very common one, especially in the older adults. Like older adults, they don't like to, like, that's our grandmas and grandpas. They don't want to drink too much water. Some of them, because they don't want to have to get up every time to go pee. They already have joint problems, arthritis and pain, so they don't even really want to be bothering themselves in having to go use the bathroom and come back, and also they don't really like that. So they try to drink little water as much as possible. For people like that, I would recommend that they drink most of their water at least from the morning time they wake up to around 5 o'clock, latest 5 o'clock. They can stop at 5. Why? Because around 5 o'clock, they go to bed. Some of them go to bed really early, around 8 o'clock. So they have time to pee throughout the day. But once you start drinking water late, you're not going to rest well, because then you're going to wake up to have to go use the bathroom, then your sleep is interrupted and you're grouchy. It's a whole long cycle. So for people like that. And then at night, try not to drink like sodas, sugary drinks, because you can also lose water that way. You lose more fluid. You urinate a whole lot more when you drink sugary drinks. So you want to try to stick to a lot of water, and if you need to replace due to dehydration, you can drink sports drinks as well. So that helps balance things out. So the general rule of thumb, what I was telling you about water is, um, apart from the 2 quarts a day, remember I said that if you have congestive heart failure, any medical condition that you can't drink too much water, you want to check with your doctor how much water you can drink, and try to stick to it. You can actually divide it, measure your water and make sure you get the amount of water that you need that's healthy for you based on your condition. But the general rule of thumb is you can do half an ounce of water per pound that you weigh. For example, if you weigh 200 pounds, the amount of water you should drink in that day should be at least 100 ounces of water. Okay? So 100 ounces of water. If you're 200 pounds, you should drink at least 100 ounces of water. If you're 300 pounds, like that, that's how you drink. But then just make sure you stay hydrated. That's the most important thing. And again, like people who have medical conditions like diabetes, you find out one of the signs of diabetes is excessive urinating. So if you're excessive drinking, excessive urinating, so the body has a way of it's the body's trying to balance it out. You can actually be dehydrated. So you want to be careful with that. Your blood sugar can go way up if you're dehydrated. So dehydration is really not something to play with. So while we're in the cold season now, please try to stay hydrated. Be careful with drinks like coffee. Coffee will dehydrate you as well. So make sure you can do things like maybe you drink a lot of water, maybe 16 ounces of water, 8 ounces of water before you drink a cup of coffee or something. So just try to think about what you can do to make sure you stay hydrated, because the same side effects, the same effects of that happens in the summer can also happen during the winter with dehydration. Dehydration does not discriminate. It can hit anybody. So that will be all. That's all I'm going to talk about today. I hope you guys learned something new today. Remember, we talk about dehydration, talk about the causes, we talk about what we could do about it, and I hope you learned something new today. So tomorrow I'll have another new topic for you. So just stay tuned, and you expect something interesting tomorrow. I wish you all the best. I'll see you next time. Bye.